You're welcome to another culture segment with me, Claudia and Sono. Some churches have taken the commercialization of the gospel to unimaginable lengths. A church in Nigeria recently asked the family of its deceased member to pay a 2-year tithe they claim he owed them before the church will accept their invitation to officiate the funeral ceremony. A close relative of the deceased conveyed the family's disgust in a tweet which attracted multiple criticism from other Twitter users. His tweet read in part, quote, "I am utterly enraged and disgusted by the greed that underlies religious practices in this country," end of quote. So can the dead pay tithes? Dr. Greg Kame is adjunct professor of theology and now joins us via Skype from Maryland, United States of America. You're welcome to the program, Dr. Greg. First off, is there any chance that dead people can owe tithes?
No, it's not. Okay. I think any such teaching that suggests that a dead Christian owes tithe is in no way supported by Scripture.
So in case a pastor officiates a funeral ceremony, should that individual be paid?
No, I don't think that they need to be paid or compensated. However, people are at will to bless a minister if they feel led to do so. I think ministers should not require to be compensated, especially when they, officiate during funerals. But if family members feel that as a way of, thanking the minister and to appreciate him for his services, they would want to give him an envelope. That is also very acceptable, because sometimes, especially in a situation where maybe the pastor will have to incur some costs for that purpose, maybe travel or accommodation. And while the family is not obligated to do that, ministers are called to serve the people, and therefore we should be willing to pay the price as necessary.
So, Dr. Greg, is it even mandatory to have pastors and religious leaders at funerals?
The Bible is actually silent on that. And whenever the Bible is silent on things like that, it means it's speaking in different ways. On such matters, pretty much what the Bible is saying is that people are allowed to act as they feel led, depending on their culture, depending on the circumstances. So the Bible does not require that a person be buried by a minister, but the Bible does not forbid that. So depending on the culture, depending on the community, whatever works will be fine.
Religion has been greatly commercialized, though not backed by the Bible. What advice do you have for Christians in the face of this?
Find a Bible-believing church, a church that exists solely to preach the gospel and encourage godly and Bible-centered living among its members. There are those churches everywhere, in Africa, in Europe, in America. So don't be a member of a church that does not exist to glorify God through God-centered and Bible-centered preaching. The choice is yours.
Thanks for talking to us, Dr. Greg. Dr. Greg Kame is adjunct professor of theology. He was speaking to us there from Maryland, USA. Now, so many people have tweeted about how their churches were bent on milking them dry because they needed a pastor to officiate their relative's funeral. One of them said when his grand-uncle died, his church asked that the family should buy a bus, buy a video camera, and complete a block in the church quarters. Well, some of these churches that just sprout like mushrooms will not stop surprising me. When a pastor of one of such churches wants a new car, the church contributes money for it. But when a Christian is sick, all the church does is offer prayers. And to now ask Christians, dead people, to pay tithes before they are buried is absolutely mind-blowing. I'm not a theologian, but this could very well be why Jesus said that the dead should bury their own dead. Well, where are all the theologians? You can share your knowledge on dead people and tithes with me on social media at Claudia and Sono. Do enjoy the rest of your viewing, and goodbye.